viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another video. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the explosive press conference that the KZN Police Commissioner General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, I hope I'm not butchering it, Mkhwanazi had. Oh my goodness. If you didn't watch it, please, I urge you to go and watch it. My gosh, that man came with receipts. Damn, damn. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know you family, right? Holler. People, General, no, Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Wow. Just wow. You know, when you hear of state capture, you think about the Guptas. You think of Jacob Zuma. Damn. And we thought this was the last. Well, that was the last of it, right? No. State capture 2.0 is here. And it's in full swing. And apparently, it's been going on for a long time. People, did you watch? Okay. If you didn't know, KZN Police Commissioner General Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi dropped a bombshell, an explosive nuclear type bombshell. He's reported a state capture 2.0. In fact, I think this is even 5.0 at this level now. People, according to the police commissioner, people in the police service, people in the judicial circles, people in the security cluster, people in the courts have been captured or on the take. Business people also on the take. And he says all these people are being captured or have been captured by a drug cartel. This begs the question, who's running the country then? So all this time we're thinking the ANC is running the country. And yet there's a shadow government that is actually running the country. Do you know that now things are beginning to make sense, that high-profile killings go unresolved because there are higher ups who are blocking the investigations. Dockets are going missing because higher ups are ordering the dockets to vanish. People, this is so significant because a police commissioner has now decided to what's the word? He's now decided to go rogue, right? He's now decided to go rogue because he's discovered something massive. The infiltration of the SAPS and other security agencies, right? People, he is even at odds, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's even at odds with the police minister, the security minister. And this is shocking because he says that people have been captured and he's got evidence, he's got proof, he's got bank statements, he's got recorded phone messages, he's got WhatsApp messages. People, this is huge. This is huge. Another thing that rings to mind is that these cases that the police are not solving, and these higher ups that are defending people, doesn't that ring a bell, or doesn't that raise suspicion of something in the past that's now reoccurring again? I mean, so let's be honest, let's be real here. Let's look at the sense of my case, for example, right? High profile killing. High profile killing. Also involving also involved is a high profile alleged, right? Killer, right? Why is Senzo Mayua's case taking so long? Why? I mean, what's taking so long? What could it be? I mean, let's be honest. The incident happened inside a confined space with witnesses around, and 10 years on, can't get. You see, that's an example, right, of something not quite right, because that is supposed to be an open and shut case, to be very honest with you. I'm not a police detective, I'm not a police or anything like that, but I can simply say if a person is shot in the company of 10, 15, 5, 8, 10 people, witnesses, someone has got to see something. Neighbors across the road, neighbors behind neighbors have got to hear, have got to see something. And you tell me 10 years on, parents died unresolved, case is still unresolved. Isn't that suspicious? Let's give an example. That's just one example of high profile killing that is still unresolved to this day. Ongoing court case for almost, I don't know, 10 plus years. This now brings to light of what the General Police Commissioner is talking about. Dockets go missing. Police refusing to, or police being ordered not to investigate further. Cases being thrown out of court. No evidence here, no evidence there. I mean, let's look at this. They say in KwaZulu-Natal there was a political killing, like investigating unit that was disbanded. Why would you disband something that clearly investigates what goes on in the province? That just doesn't make sense. I mean, it reminds me of the Scorpions. I mean, the Scorpions were doing a devastating job. They were striking at the heart of criminals. And guess what? Enter Jacob Zuma. And the Scorpions were disbanded. Why? Why would you disband an elite police unit? Why? That means you got something to hide. And you telling me that a provincial task force gets disbanded and the president is okay with it? You see, I could try to understand if the anti-gang unit in Cape Town was disbanded. Then the ANC could hit back and say, well, we don't run the province, so at provincial level, they can do whatever they like because it's not a national thing, right? Just give you an example, right? Because I don't have an anti-gang unit in Joburg, anti-gang unit in Pretoria, or other provinces. I only have an anti-gang unit in Cape Town. I'm not saying there aren't anti-gang units in the other provinces. I'm just giving an example because I live in Cape Town, so I only hear about anti-gang units in Cape Town. I never heard of anti-gang units anywhere else. I'm not saying there isn't any, but I'm just simply trying to give an example of a provincial task force that is set up, right? That government, national government has no control over, because national government, they control soldiers, army, police, navy, that kind of thing, right? So a special unit that is being set up at a provincial level, for example. So I'm just giving an example to say maybe the anti-gang unit is being set up for Cape Town specifically because of the gang problem in Cape Town, right? So that's a provincial task force, right? It's not national. So if the DA decides, well, the anti-gang unit, It's causing problems for us because, maybe they're making a dent in these gang cases and, bringing down the different gangs and all that. And then for some reason they decide, you know what, we are going to disband the anti-gang unit. Then we look at the president and say, whoa, Mr. Ramaphosa, why are you allowing that to happen? Then he can hit back and simply say, we don't govern the Western Cape. That is a provincial task force that was set up by the provincial government. So therefore, they can do as they please. Then I can totally get that, totally understand that. When it comes to KZN, it's the ANC that is in power. So if the political killing task force is getting disbanded by the ANC, and of which the president of the country is part of the ANC, and if the task force was doing its job effectively, why would the president sign off on such an elite unit being disbanded? That raises a question. Don't you think so? I mean, I know, sure, they will say, yeah, but it's provincial and but you're still ANC. That's the big difference. And I still feel like the president can override that decision because the task force is doing an exceptional job. But if an ANC led province is doing things that the president seemingly, excuse me, doesn't say anything or doesn't get involved, and it's his party that's running the province, and surely he is the bright mind that everyone waits to hear from, and he doesn't say anything, then that's a red flag for me. I'm sorry, that's a red flag. It's sad, but the reality is we cannot go on like this, guys. We cannot go on like this. We cannot keep living in a criminal state because the very people that we trust are now becoming the very people that are turning on us. So if the police and the security cluster and the judicial system can no longer be trusted, who can we trust? I mean, there was the case of a rapper, Kuli Chana, where he was he was he was driving along some road, I think going, I don't know, he was going to Joburg somewhere, I think, or was in his hometown, I think, of Mufftown or somewhere there, I think. And police had flagged him down, told him to stop, and he wasn't quite sure he should just stop on the highway in the middle of nowhere. So he drove to the nearest garage and told them to follow him, and they were like, "We're shooting at him." That is police in uniform. And he said he was not running away. He just wanted to be safe, in a safe space. Because now you don't know who's a police on the take and who's a genuine police who isn't on the take. So, people, how do we solve this? Because at the end of the day, people like General Nkwanazi, oh, I hope I'm not butchering his name, have to be protected. We have to protect that man. And people like him. I say, we bring Ibrahim Traore to South Africa. We vote him into power along with General Nkwanazi, and we'll see a change. Those are the type of leaders we need. I mean, people, I know it's far-fetched to say something like that, but at the end of the day, Africa, we've got to think of a leader that even if we need to, I don't know, borrow that leader just to come and clean house in a different country, so be it. In the process leading up to a single Africa, a one Africa state, instead of having these different 54 states. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if Ibrahim Traore can turn Burkina Faso into some sort of safe haven, then he should be allowed to move into all the troubled countries Turn them around too. If there's other people like him, join him as his deputies, as his sidekicks, whatever it is, and clean house from north to south, east to west. Africa must be cleaned, rid of all these bad elements. I mean, I know we say crime doesn't pay, but in this case, crime is paying because people are now running governments. We are voting people into power who are not even running the country. The country is being run by shadow governments. And now you wonder why certain things are not being done. It's because the shadow governments are dictating what should be done and what shouldn't be done. And that's a shock. That's a real shocker. It's sad, but it's true. Our country is now getting handed over to people who do not even deserve to be in power at all. And this is sad. So, in closing, whistleblowers are supposed to be protected in South Africa. Truth speakers are supposed to be protected in South Africa. But unfortunately, South Africa has gotten to a point where if you speak the truth and you become a whistleblower and you decide to expose the unexposed, you become the enemy. You get dealt with. You get silenced. You get killed. If they don't kill you, they will find ways to actually destroy you, your career, your character, and everything else that goes along with whatever. But then, the sad thing is, there's a handful of people who still got off their way, risk their lives and careers just to bring the truth to light. And I hope most of us jump on that bandwagon. And I hope most of us will learn to protect the people that need protecting or protection. Let me know what you think about this video. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Holla.